Here at the Earthquake Gardens at California State University Northridge, there's pieces of concrete like this one all across the grass as a sign of remembrance for the Northridge earthquake and also a sign of warning for what might come to California. Behind me, the yellow tape has been taken down and the cars are being towed away. Officers tell me that the driver of the black Tesla is at the Northridge Hospital with minor injuries and is expected to live. The Party for Socialism and Liberation say that they will continue to peacefully protest across the country in solidarity for Tyre Nichols and to fight against police brutality. Reporting from downtown Los Angeles, I'm Isabella Warren for Valley View News. Surveillance video captures the terrifying moment a black Tesla tries to make a left turn at a busy Chatsworth intersection, ramming into a white Honda. The impact was so powerful, it sent the Honda and the driver rolling into a residential yard. Authorities say firefighters extricated the victim, but he died at the scene. The deadly head-on collision happened early Thursday morning on the corner of Winnetka and Nordhoff. Officials say both lights were green, but an unsafe left turn from the Tesla caused the crash.
As a result of the collision, the white car ended up into the property that's behind us, and the driver of that vehicle was deceased as a result of the collision.
Just hours after the deadly crash, the family of the unidentified victim was at the scene to identify the body, many of them in tears. They say he was in his late 20s.
You know, I have little kids, and it's just sad.
Trey Hobson lives next door to the house that was hit. He says cars often speed through the intersection and go against the signal. He says the homeowners had just fixed their fence from a previous accident.
And I feel sorry for the people who live in this home right here because they have multiple accidents where, you know, cars are going over in their yard. You know, I mean, they just replaced their fence.
Behind me, the yellow tape has been taken down and the cars are being towed away. Officers tell me that the driver of the black Tesla is at the Northridge Hospital with minor injuries and is expected to live. Reporting from Northridge for Valley View News, I'm Isabella Warren.
We will win! We will win!
Enthusiastic Karen Bass supporters gathered at the Hollywood Palladium for what was going to be a long roller coaster night for her campaign.
I'm excited. I think that many folks are going to be watching Los Angeles and see the tide of the blue that stays here in LA.
Election results were updated live. Clear Democratic winners for the evening were cheered on and celebrated. In the closed mayor's race, Bass supporters had to stay upbeat and hopeful.
Well, we're really excited and we're completely optimistic about Karen Bass being the next mayor of Los Angeles because she took the time to go to each one of our communities, doing it the old school way, talking and knocking on doors.
The Democrats brought in live music and special guests throughout the night. Bass spoke to the more than 800 people gathered about some of her main issues: homelessness, climate change, and affordable housing.
Vision of a city that is truly safe, that when crime happens, it's stopped, but where we invest in people and neighborhoods so we make sure that crime doesn't happen in the first place.
Reporting at the Hollywood Palladium, I'm Isabella Warren for Valley View News. Protesters chant and yell in front of the Los Angeles Police Department headquarters in downtown Los Angeles. The Party for Socialism and Liberation planned the demonstration to demand justice for Tyre Nichols. The 29-year-old amateur photographer and skateboarder died 3 days after being brutally beaten by 5 Memphis police officers during a traffic stop last month. The party's community organizer, Cameron Hurt, says they are fighting to defund the police.
We believe that the police budgets across this country, just like the military budget, because they're used for the same type of violence, need to be absolutely dismantled and put toward the people's needs.
Multiple speakers from different community organizations also discussed change. Some made a call to end police brutality, and others focused on a reform in education and foreign affairs to fix inequalities. Pastor Q. John Mewi of Row Church in downtown LA says young people should lead the fight.
Well, I think that they have to come from outside of the system.
LA Police Chief Michael Moore posted a statement to Twitter condemning the actions in Memphis, but also urging demonstrators to be peaceful. Some 8 businesses were vandalized across LA. One person was arrested for suspicion of felony vandalism, but for the most part, demonstrations remained peaceful. The Party for Socialism and Liberation say that they will continue to peacefully protest across the country in solidarity for Tyre Nichols and to fight against police brutality. Reporting from downtown Los Angeles, I'm Isabella Warren for Valley View News. Earthquakes, a common phenomenon for Californians. But when one hits, will you know what to do? It's been a question on our minds for a while. When will the so-called big one hit? Caltech in Pasadena has educated Californians for years on how to stay prepared.
This month, you're going to have your under the bed bag. This month, you're going to create your to-go bags and set a process by where you will then have your preparedness.
Many different factors go into the state's earthquake safety: building codes, practice drills, seismology studies, earthquake insurance.
There are certain vulnerabilities, like the house is an older house, pre-1980, may not be properly anchored to the foundation. That's about a $5,000 retrofit here in California.
California has been establishing building codes prepared for earthquakes since 1925. In light of the deadly 7.8 quake in Turkey, some might be fearing that our buildings might get destroyed too. Dr. Tade Zirakian, a professor at California State University Northridge, says he's certain that California will not see the same circumstances.
Officials here are so serious and diligent on the implementation of those basically rules and regulations in practice.
Here at the Earthquake Gardens at California State University Northridge, there's pieces of concrete like this one all across the grass as a sign of remembrance for the Northridge earthquake and also a sign of warning for what might come to California. Reporting in Northridge for Valley View News, I'm Isabella Warren. Here's a nice story. Pet food brand Fancy Feast has launched a limited edition cuddle collection, but not for couples, for cats. The brand found that 1 in 5 cat parents prefer to spend time with their fluffy fur babies on Valentine's Day. The product is designed to celebrate the bond between cats and their owners. It includes an oversized cat sweater made from extra soft material, pairing heart-shaped cat toys. Now you can share a box of treats with your sweet. That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Isabella Warren.